Alrighty, welcome aboard for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. It's Week 6, and the district games are finally upon us. We've got a District 1 7A affair down here from the Coliseum of Football here in the Big Bend. Gene Cox Stadium at Hurley Rudd Field. It's going to be a beautiful one. We got a really tepid night. I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Angus Holsey. He's going to be slinging around the camera. If he wants to pop in, we'll try to get him to say some stuff, but he's making his broadcast debut. So everybody make him at home. Don't give him too much Twitter hate or online hate or visual hate, however you're joining us this evening. But we've got a great slate of action coming up for you, Angus. Lincoln Trojans daunting those new-look uniforms. They are sick, Angus. They have a white helmet with that Vegas gold on the sides. One side is that Lincoln Trojan you see on midfield, and on the other side of it is the number. It's a sick-looking action. As far as the uniform watch, and then, of course, Chiles is going to be in all black this evening, and they will be wearing their Michigan-esque maroon and gray helmets. They will kick off. The Lincoln Trojans will get this thing rolling back to receive. They've got a dangerous return tandem back there, including the junior athlete, Jalen Glaze, who had a pick six in the third play from scrimmage last week in their game against the Rickards Raiders. But here on the end of September, the last game before October, Angus, it's officially fall. We had the fall solstice this past weekend, so we're getting into our first full weekend of fall. It's a little cooler. Temperature is going to be in the 70s. No 80s this week. 15% chance of rain and a 3-mile-per-hour wind from the northwest. We have a stoppage of play here. Referees trying to get everything on level, make sure we're all squared away. Angus, just after 7 o'clock here Eastern time. They love to start on time down here in Florida. Been around the area, some South Georgia. Georgia, they'll roll in a little late. They play some later games, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and, they'll probably start about 5-10 minutes after that. But, man, the FHSAA is on top of things. They love to get this thing rolling on time. And, hey, when district games come around, you get some big-time contests rolling out here. Because, Angus, in the new playoff system, you still get the district champion gets the automatic bid. So these two teams competing for that, of course, only a 3-team district here in Tallahassee, Leon being the other one. They're out of town this week. I believe they are on the road. I don't remember, they're on a bye this week. They play Wakulla next week down in Crawfordville, so that'll be a battle for the Lions. But what the consensus is, these are the two teams in the region, the district. And so basically this is, will give the lead dog a huge advantage with just Leon to play. So the Chiles Timberwolves are going to get us rolling here on a Friday night after a minor delay. Kicking off from the 40-yard line are the Timberwolves. Two men, like we said, back to return are Jalen Glaze and Marco Skarica, both dangerous speedsters for the Lincoln Trojans. We've both seen them this year, especially on this new turf down here at Gene Cox Stadium this year, really succeed and really put some plays together and get some serious action going. The kick is off and away. It's a high, towering kick into the end zone. So by rule here in the state of Florida, that's going to be a touchback, and the Trojans will take the ball out from the old 20-yard line. We can get this thing going. Of course, the Trojans offensively are led by Chris Beard. He's the junior in his full starting season for the second time. Of course, took over the ship as a sophomore. He's been rolling at it ever since. Huge success. He was the Tallahassee Quarterback Club Player of the Week last week. So we'll see what he can do here versus district opponent. Going, Beard's going to go shotgun the lefty, throws it on over the middle, little crossing route, feed onto the outside, good little pickup, and tumbled out of bounds off of a late hit. Hits his big-time receiver on an easy one across the middle, and we will see a lot of playmakers here on the Lincoln side of the ball. Of course, the man who just caught the pass was the UNC commit, Kamari Morales, the big tight end. He's got a couple of receivers. We saw Marco Skarica run back the kick. We've got a number of guys with talent all over the field for the Lincoln Trojans. So we're going to roll in. He's going to be about a 2nd down and 5 before we get rolling. And it'll be a give off the right side. 1st down and more over midfield. Shaking tackles. Still 40-yard line. A monster rush on the play. Give him about 30 or 35 yards on the monster gainer. Big time effort by Chris Pendleton Jr., the senior tailback. So it's going to set up the Lincoln Trojans with another 1st down and 10. They're off and rolling here in the first drive. They had a little bit of a slow start out here last week, so they are back and rolling here in week 6. Another give to the tailback on the outside. Once again, it's Pendleton Jr. So we will see likely 2 of the big running backs in this game is going to be Pendleton Jr., number 19, and Caleb Matthews, also a senior, number 21. Matthews is sidecar left of Beard in the shotgun. 3 wide receiver sets, 2 left, 1 right. Penalty on the flag on the sideline warning here, issued from the near side ref, and it looks like he's issuing it to the Chiles sideline. So just a warning, no harm, no foul. Yet, of course, if it does happen again, they will give him the old 15-yard penalty, and the referee will put him in the old book. But until now, we're going to be off and rolling. Beard, once again, shotgun. Matthews, sidecar left. 2 wide receivers set to left, 1 to the right. Give, Matthews, tailback, right side, surging forward. And he'll plug forward. It looks to be enough for a 1st down. So back-to-back runs, or excuse me, 3 runs in a row now for Lincoln. And no reason to go against it. Having some great success here in the early going. Ball is going to be pushed to about the 31-yard line. And they are going to say it's 3rd down and short to go. So they will not measure. For a second there, I thought they were going to bring out the old tapes. But we're going to keep this thing rolling. 3rd and short. So first 3rd down occurred for the Lincoln offense. We got a little Wildcat scenario. It's Sage Ennis, the Graceville transfer, with the quarterback keeper surging forward. Stretches his right arm out into the area of the 30-yard line. If it's anywhere over the 31, it'll be enough for a 1st down. And the head referee will go over to the ball. And so we will reset the downs. 1st and 10 for the Lincoln Trojans. Another tight end from the men for 38-38 Trojan Trail. Of course, coming over from the east side of Tallahassee, just across the street from Tom Brown Park. Beautiful campus and facilities out there, and man, they've got some snappy uniforms to match. They're on the Adidas program this year, and those are some mean-looking, crisp uniforms. They're in the all-business away whites tonight. Give, tailback outside. It's going to be Matthews surging forward over the 25. Big stand-up tackle here on the near side. Great effort to slam him down is LaCorey Levens for the Timberwolves. He's been having a great year this year on all sides of the ball. He'll do some rushing as well. We've seen him block a punt in their game last week versus Bay High School out in the Panhandle area. So he's all over the place making plays and a huge impact player for the Timberwolves. It's going to be a wide receiver screen out to the right. It's going to be Sage Ennis, 1st down and more inside the 20. And the ball's out. It falls on the turf, but he looks like he's able to dive on and recover it. And Chiles was almost able to get a big-time takeaway, but it will be all for naught. Ennis is going to get back on top of it. It looks like he had enough for the 1st down and then backtracked over the line. So they're going to give him the 1st down, but because of the fumble, they will put it back and we will be good to go. So once again, the Trojans going to be surging forward with a new set of downs as the clock keeps rolling here. About 8.5 to go. QB keeper by Chris Beard, the lefty, as we have a flag on the field. A whole pack of Timberwolves slamming him to the turf after a nice-looking pickup over the far side. Shantis Nixon on the tackle for Chiles. A couple others involved on the bring down as well. Keith Upgrove in the area. The referees discussing the Penalty flag on the play here. Still no official indication. Side judge is standing over the ball where he has it spotted currently at about the 17-yard line. But he's also pointing back to around the area of the 21-22, so the referees seem to be just as confused as we are on exactly what's happening right now. So they're going to say it's a penalty on the Timberwolves, which the Chiles sideline is obviously none too pleased about. It'll be a first down and 10 when it's all said and done from the 10-yard line. It looks to be Matthews surging inside the 10-yard line. They don't have the chains up to date, though. They have the chains back from the 20 to 10. I guess they're saying it's first down and goal. That will give them the first down with the rush here. The signal of the referee was a first down. But where the ball is spotted, it's at the 6-yard line, and the side marker has it marked second down. So we'll try to play catch-up. All we know says second down. Caleb Matthews peeling off the left side, surging to the end zone inside the 5, brought down to about the 3-yard line, where he's able to be stopped and held up. Once again, a nice pursuit by the Timberwolves. Eric Dickey among others in the bring down. So it's going to be should be a third and goal now for Lincoln. They look over to the sideline. Coach Gray and the staff over there calling out the play calls. Look on over to the left side. Grant Thompson, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Trojans. Beard lining up shotgun. Matthews in the offset pistol to his right. Sage Ennis will come in as a fullback. Matthews dives for the tip of the end zone. Doesn't get in. The side judge is going to come in and say he was just short on that play. So it should set up a fourth and right about inches from the goal line, and be on lookout for a big-time Wildcat setup. They love to bring their big wide receiver, Sage Ennis. So here it is. The UNC commit, Kamari Morales, is going to line up in the Wildcat scenario. 2 linemen to his right, surging forward. It doesn't look like he gets there. Chiles seems to be having to stop. They're going to mark him short of the line to go, and it looks like a monster stand for the Chiles Timberwolves. But due to the side judge with the incorrect marking for the down, that was actually third down. The referee signaled first down, and we were a little confused why he said first down and the thing said second over on the far side. So this is actually fourth down. Fourth down and goal for the Trojans. Surging forward on the right side, and it's going to be marked a touchdown. Sage Ennis, the Gracefield transfer, the big wide receiver, is going to cash this one in for 6. Touchdown to the Lincoln Trojans. So for the first time in district play here in 2018, we have a lead, and it's going to go to the, quote, visiting Trojans. Coming in to kick here for the Trojans. Trying to knock in this big-time extra point. It's going to be Zane Ulmater. Cassius one in right down the middle. So just like that, 7-0 in favor of the Trojans. Off and rolling here in the first game of district play on a Friday night. The only loss coming back in 2015. It was a stormy, gross, sloppy kind of football evening. And the Chiles Timberwolves were able to pull it out. Steve here back, going to kick it back to the far side. Pinching on out, scoots back into the inside, and a good-looking return from the Wildcats over here on the near side. Solid effort to get him back over the 30. Good-looking return from the Timberwolves. Jalen Herring, the wide receiver, free safety, able to run that one back and do the damage. So we'll see how Chiles is able to answer. Of course, they have to be careful with the ball here. This is a Lincoln defense predicated on takeovers or turnovers, trying to lead this Chiles offense. It was somewhat of a conservative offense last year before Garrett Green took over in Game 3 of the season. They went 0-2 for the first 2 games. They had not scored a single point in the entire season. Garrett Green took over, and big things happened in their last 8 games. Their last 7 games, they ended up winning 6 of them. Led a great campaign and totaled a 6-4 season. Dialed it up down the left side. Huge strike off the left side. Garrett Green able to deliver to his big-time receiver, Killian Lone, the junior tight end. Of course, he's been on the money. Some great accuracy that we've seen out here from Green in 2018. We can see picked up a lot of offers over the summer. He's got a couple looks from some SEC schools. Of course, he's also a very talented baseball player for the Chiles Timberwolves. Garrett Green looking back over to the sideline, of course, under the leadership of the second-year man for Chiles, Kevin Pettis. Give on out to the left side, swerving back towards the middle. Good looking rush, but excellent pursuit by the defense in order to limit the damage for the Lincoln Trojans. Out on the far side, number of playmakers in on that. Alex Thomas going to be the man leading the charge, so it's going to set up 3rd down and 6 to go. So this is a crucial scenario for the Trojans. For the Timberwolves as they look to cash this one in. Garrett Green's going to go shotgun. 3 wide receiver set, 1 running back to his left. He's going to go with a little shovel pass. Lincoln with a pursuit all over it. Reads it. Huge tackle in the backfield. Excellent pursuit by Marcus Knight, the junior defensive back. And with nowhere to go is Javontavius Nathan on the sweep coming near side. And so after the big-time game, it looks like the Timberwolves are going to have to go and punt this one away, give it back to this dangerous Lincoln offense. So it was a deceiving first effort. Chiles looked to be getting going, and then the Lincoln Trojan defense just shut them down. So it's going to be a max protect punt blocking scenario. You got to watch the dangerous Sage Ennis here. Punt off and away. It's going to be an angled punt inside the 20, bounces. Oh, a little backspin is beautiful. Down to inside the 5. They're going to get it at the 4-yard line, but an absolute beauty of a punt delivered by the big-time Chiles punter, Tyler Keltner. He's going to be doing all the kicking duties. Typically, you see young men switch off. Some like to do the kickoff, some like to do the punting, some do the field goals. You know, you get a combination of everybody, you know, all hands on deck scenario. But young Tyler Keltner is. Beard looks over to the sideline, checking the formation. 2 wide receiver set. He's got his big tight end tucked over on the right-hand side. And then the Chiles defensive line will throw him right on back. Keith up the Grove, among the others, for the Timberwolves, getting in on the action and throwing back the tailback. So with forward progress, they'll give him a solid 3-yard gain. So it'll end up being right around a 3rd down and 5 to go when it's all said and done. Set it up, bootleg. Beard's going to escape the pocket. Pressure from the edge. He'll have to tuck it and run. Nobody open downfield. Excellent coverage by the Chiles Timberwolves. They were able to corral Beard and usher him out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th down on the field now. And so it looks like the Trojans will, at least for the time being, it looks like they're going to stay on the field, but we're going to have a time to switch off, and it looks like the special teams unit is going to come on, led by Kamari Morales doing the punting. Of course, the UNC commit does a little bit of everything out here. You'll see him do tight end. He'll take some quarterback duties as well. 2 seconds on the play. Lincoln, with the confusion, is going to have to burn a timeout. So they'll have to collect themselves and get things rolling as they're approaching, giving the ball back to the Chiles Timberwolves. So a huge stop from Chiles. They got bailed out by way of the penalty, the direction you may not think of. This is going to be a give up the middle. They're going to go for it, faked it, and it will be enough for a first down on the fake punt. Beautiful rush by the backup tailback, Chris Pendleton Jr., and that will be a huge momentum shift, and it didn't look like Chiles was ready at all. Were the Trojans, and man, they caught them off guard big time, and the fourth down conversion is going to be huge. Here we are approaching the 1 minute mark, end of the first quarter. So far, an interesting game here. Of course, it's a District 1 7A affair. Two crosstown rivals, one north side, one east side. Chris Beard and the Lincoln Trojans leading. Throw on out, it's going to be incomplete, so it's going to set up a second down for the Trojans. But yeah, a couple big gains taken away. We had a touchdown, if you're just joining us, that was just called back just a couple minutes ago. Kamari Morales went on about a 58-yard screen pass, took it to the house, shook a couple tackles, threw a couple young men to the ground. He was rolling on his way to the end zone, was able to cash it in, but a holding call on the Trojans called it back. Marco Scarica, jet sweep. He's got Caleb Matthews putting down a block out in front of him. Streaks by inside the 10, and a touchdown for the Trojans. We're going to hold up, make sure there's no penalties. There are not, so put 6 more on the board. Marco Scarica from 25 yards out, and it puts Lincoln up by a 2-touchdown count towards the end of quarter number 1. So big time explosive play. Trojans cashing in another one. They're going to bring up Zane Almeter to cash in the extra point. He is 1 for 1. Make that 2 for 2. So just like that, it's a 14-0 score line in the favor of the Trojans. Here still just about under a minute to go here in the first quarter of action. So after a little bit of stall, a fake punt, Lincoln cashes it in for 6. But of course, 0-0 in district are the Lincoln Trojans, and 0-0 are the Chiles Timberwolves. So back to receive from the 7-yard line is Chiles. An explosive return once again, peeling out again over the 30-yard line. We've got a flag on the play, but man, how about the spark plug coming in on the kick return? LaCorian Levens, the running back man who plays secondary as well, is just ripping them off, and he is dangerous in the return game. Just going to set up what is a first down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Of course, we'll see what the penalty yardage is. He's going to assess it to Chiles. So they're going to mark this one back when it's all said and done. It's going to go back 11 yards or so. So it would be first down and 10 for the Timberwolves back at the 20-yard line. Of course, now in a 14-0 deficit is Chiles. Garrett Green, bootleg to the left. Our right-handed throw is going to be incomplete over here on the left-hand side. Unable to hook with his intended receiver out there on the far side. Looks to be the linebacker, fullback, I believe it was Shantas Nixon over on the far side. So it'll be a second down and 10 for the Timberwolves. Of course, the waning moments of the opening quarter of action. 14-0 in favor of the Lincoln Trojans. Of course, Trojans ranked 9th in the 7A AP polls this week. Nice rush, bouncing off a couple tackles, surging forward over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. An explosive outburst here right in front of the Chiles sideline. Able to pick up another first down for the Herring. Chiles with a new set of downs, trying to do some more damage. course, like we said, trying to carve into that 2-touchdown deficit now. Green looks over to the sideline, 3 wide receivers set, running back sidecar left in the shotgun. Pressure, he's going to step up, hit after he throws. It's going to be a jump ball. And how about the defense by the wide receiver over on the far side? It looked like it was going to be a big-time interception for Lincoln. Isaiah Hendley, the senior defensive back, was positioning himself, getting ready for the interception, but a beautiful defensive play over on the far side. I believe it was Herring again, this time split out as a wide receiver, getting back, playing some defense on Isaiah Hendley, who was the second-team All-Big Bend man last year on the defensive side of the ball. So Garrett Green's going to go shotgun, jet sweep on the way, fake it. It's going to be a read option. Green on the keeper, surging forward. He'll get over the 35, and a little help from his friends getting over above the 35-yard line. The big dogs down there pushing the pile, and they'll mark it at about the 39-yard line. So it looked to be a stuffed play. Turned out to be an excellent gain for the Trojans of Lincoln, or excuse me, the Timberwolves of Chiles, and they're going to be set up with a 3rd down and short to go. Just like that, we have the expiration of the opening quarter of action, so we'll cascade into quarter number 2.
This is Jim Smith from the local Geico office in Tallahassee. Fall is here and so is football season. So why don't you give me a call at the local Geico office and see how you could score a touchdown with our great rates. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. So call my local office at 850-778-4000 to see how much my team could save you on your auto, renters, cycle, or boat insurance. When it comes to saving money on your car insurance, don't fumble. Visit your local Geico office today on the corner of Tennessee and Monroe Street to see what you could save.
So we'll get to some more score updates when we have the opportunity. We'll bounce back to this game. Quarter number 2 underway. Throw incomplete. Oh, pass interference coming in. Late ball intended for Killian Lone off the delivery from Garrett Green. So in the first play of the second quarter, it looks like Chiles may be able to pick up a 1st down just after a couple seconds in. We'll see what the official call is on the field. But that would set up a nice little Chiles number for them. Sure, they would appreciate that. Of course, personal fouls in the high school level, Angus, are not an automatic 1st down, but of course, if the mark-off goes past the 1st down sticks, they will reset the chains and get this thing going. So that's why we're back here, a little 1st down and 10. And Chiles, once again, back in Lincoln territory, I think for the 2nd time today. Green, shotgun, tailback, sidecar left, 3 running back. He's going to go direct snap as a quarterback rush all the way. Good surge forward. They're going to put it at the 41.5, 42-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup of about 4 on the play. Scrolling around the area, Taylor County. Oh, another upset alert going 14-0 over Dixie County. The Bears, who ran an undefeated campaign the entire regular season last year. McClay over the Academy for the Classical Education. Ace and Madison trails Bell 3-0. They have a rush up the middle. A little number for about 2 or 3 yards for the Timberwolves. Good little pickup to set up 3rd and manageable. James on the rush for the Timberwolves. So as you hear the pre-announcer say, 3rd down and 6, getting ready to rock and roll for the Timberwolves. See if they can convert. This is a big-time one. They would love to get a score on the board to keep pace with the Trojans. Bootleg, Green's going to go out to the right. He's going to hit his intended receiver, and an amazing catch on the far sideline, able to hold on to it. Right in front of the Trojan bench, a gorgeous effort to corral that ball. Jalen Herring, who we've seen all over the field, making some serious plays, and the referee says, bring it on down, boys. I'm going to need those sticks. The Timberwolves off and moving here, 10.5 to go. Pick up another 1st down. 2 consecutive plays, getting a big-time effort for the Timberwolves. Back-to-back first down. Green, shotgun once again. Looking over to his left. A little swing pass for Heron. Oh, big time hit in the backfield. He read it all the way. Excellent play by Isaiah Henley. Almost had an interception earlier. Broke up that pass. Made the tackle in the backfield due to forward progress. They're going to give him a loss of 3. It's going to be backed up to the 33-yard line. They need to get to the 18 to 15 yards to go. So it's actually a loss of 5. My mistake. I'll give Isaiah Henley the credit there. Of course, Green's going to go shotgun once again. 3 wide receivers set. Sidecar right is tailback. Quarterback keeper. He's naked on the bootleg, and he's wrapped up. And it looks like our main man again. He's on both sides of the field. He's everywhere. Isaiah Henley on the tackle, able to corral the shifty Green for a minimal gain on the play. And so, man, these DBs, that's something Coach Quinn Gray, of course, in his second year at the helm for the Trojans, coming in with an 8-9 overall record. You say that sounds pretty average or pretty subpar for a head coach at a big-time 7A program. You know, it's got multiple state championships. A team that you look at with a lot of success and esteem here in the area. Of course, they won 19 consecutive districts, 22 straight playoff appearances, 3-time state champs, and 5-time state finalists. They've dominated district play as of late, and they're trying to do so again today. But going back to that, Coach Quinn Gray, he's really loved the play of his DBs this year, something he emphasized. We talked to him in the preseason at the media football day. He was absolutely thrilled about how they've been performing, and man, have they lived up to the billing. They've been shutting it down. They had an excellent performance against Niceville, had a pick 6 last week against Rickards, and they are getting quarterbacks all over the area trouble. So we have a timeout. Garrett Green's going to call it up for the Timberwolves. So both teams will be down to 2 timeouts for the remainder of this opening half. Especially young into the football season. Give, tailback, going to be surging off the left-hand side and surging down to the 5-yard line, carrying a couple tacklers with him. The Trojans able to make the stop. Brandon Stewart, the 5'7" senior, along with our main man Isaiah Henley, making the stop. But Angus, it's not before the damage was done. It's going to be a first down and goal for the Timberwolves. Or excuse me, 2nd down and 1. They stretch it all the way out. We're not able to pick up the first down. My mistake. My mistake on that one. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 after the big-time gain. And it's going to be a give. Tailback surging left side. Breaks through, and it looks like he's in for 6. It's a Chiles touchdown. So put it on the board for the Timberwolves. They score for the first time here at Gene Cox Stadium. Excellent effort on the play there. Surging in for the touchdown. Jalen Herring is the man who gets in there. Beautiful effort by the Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves, for the time being, make it a 1-possession game with the touchdown. 14-6 is your scoreline. Tyler Keltner in to do the kicking duties. Blast this one through. It is up, and it is good. So the lead has been halved here in quarter number 2. 14-7 is where we stand. Against teams in the state of Florida, they're allowing 5 points per game versus those teams. Of course, Chiles has already broken that average. Ball caught right at the goal line. Oh, Marco Scarica, lightning in a bottle, 40 towards midfield, and Tyler Keltner, the quarterback, going to push him out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. Laundry's on the field, though. Flag right around midfield. We'll see who it's on. Chiles is convinced that it's on the Trojans. Some indications from the side judge would say that that is correct. So we have a little hold up here. The side judge is going to go on over to the head referee, sort us out. see what is going on. So they're going to say it's a block in the back on the Trojans. So evidently there were 2 blocks in the back, Angus, as we see 2 flags on the field here. One about the 40, one was at the the 14-yard line. So they're going to cancel the one that was at the 40 because they're going to say that it should have been counted right around the initial block in the back. So we're going to be backed up all the way to right about the 10-yard line after that monster return. So a net loss of about 34 yards on the kick return. Beard, screen pass, give it back to Skarica. Oh, let him make a play. One cut, puts the foot in the ground. Give him 14 yards. The dynamic Marco Skarica really fueling his connection with Chris Beard here in game number 6 of the season for the Lincoln Trojans. The junior wideout, of course, been with Beard for a couple years now. They play off-season football together, 7-on-7. They're on the same Tallahassee flag football team. Beard, play action over the middle. Oh, they hits the UNC commit wide open. Oh, nasty move here on the near sideline. Puts a foot in the ground at the 44. My goodness, I didn't know this football field had a breakout roller rink. Put the defender on skates here the near side. Did the UNC commit, barreling forward for a monster first down. And the Trojans are starting to pick off chunks of yardage. Great effort by Morales to get that one over midfield. A huge pickup. Ball at the 46-yard line. Beard, play action, bootleg left. Hits Morales coming out of the backfield. 2 blocks on the side. Pro hop spin move. Leonard Fournette-esque over on the far sideline. Dives towards the sticks. Morales is going to pick up 9 or 10 more on that reception. And for a young man who had it wasn't too much of a crazy performance out here last year. He had about, I think it was a 6-reception, 43-yard performance that he was able to net out here. Of course, overshadowed by his teammate, wide receiver Derek Curry, who had an absolutely monster game. But Morales back here 2018 making some noise. Oh, Beard, nobody saw it coming. He keeps on the read, and he goes all the way inside the 15, pushed out of bounds at the 12, and everybody bought the rush to the quarterback. Caleb Matthews, the man on the fake, beautifully done by the junior quarterback in his 2nd year of action. Woo! That was a nasty-looking one, and man, the Lincoln Trojans are starting to get rolling. This is a dangerous team when everything's clicking on offense. So we have a great crowd on out there from the far side of the visitors for the Trojans. Probably the best away crowd that we've seen all season. Of course, this is one of the bigger matchups that we've seen so far this year. Of course, we've had a number of away teams from the Tampa area. Gadsden, you know, they're probably about a 30, 45-minute drive, depending on what kind of traffic you're dealing with, and a couple of other teams through the area. But the Lincoln faithful are out and loud, and the football team is definitely giving them something to cheer about here at Gene Cox Stadium. Beard, give, tailback, surging forward at the 5-yard line and inside. Good pickup by the tailback there. Set up a 2nd down and short. Caleb Matthews was on the rush. So going to set up as Skarica changes his stance in the formation here. He's going to split out wide. Still Matthews in the backfield with Beard. Watch the quarterback keeper here. Dangerous Beard could keep it once again. It's going to go to Matthews, surging forward. He may lose one on the play. Great pursuit by this Chiles defense, getting in and blowing things up. LaCorey Levins in on the play. Harrison Letson. Eric Dickey pushing the charge over there on the line. One of the many Timberwolves to get involved. So still can get the first down. It is not a 3rd down and goal. It is just a standard 3rd down. You need to get to the 3-yard line and able to convert. So it is a 3rd and 4. Of course, just over 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter of action. We have a delay of game, and that will be brutal for the Trojans, so it'll back them up in a crucial scenario. Had a very favorable 3rd and short, so this is going to back it up to a 3rd down and 9. So that was huge for Chiles. If they could hold Lincoln to a field goal and they can score, maybe get a 2-for-1 before halftime, we could get a very interesting outlook here coming down the stretch of this game. Of course, that's a lot of if, ands, or buts, and a lot of scenario playing up there, but here we go. We want to try to keep it interesting. Beard throwing out to Ennis, trying to shake a tackle. Beautiful bring down over on the far side, right about the 5-yard line. Great tackling technique. Able to bring down Ennis, the man who caught the ball over on the far side. Looks to be Shantis Nixon on the bring down, so great play by the Chiles defense. So they're going to be up against it here, 4th down and about 2 to go. Lincoln going to keep the offense on the field, so it appears. Looks like they wanted to get a quick look of what was going on with the Chiles defense before they call a timeout. There we go. We got it all sorted out, so no penalty flags on the play here. Of course, there was the unsportsmanlike conduct after the extra point, but when it's all said and done, Zane Almeter, number 30 for the Lincoln Trojans, and they're all white uniforms, first time ever with his uniform collection. Gives it a ride from the 40. It's going to be an end-over-end kick, bouncing it around the 16-yard line. Good field by Chiles, and good tackle on special teams. Brought down at the 25-yard line was the speedy Chase Gillespie, the tailback. And it was the UNC commit who does punting, who does kick returns, who does a little bit of everything. We've seen him out here involved in the touchdown play here that just happened. Kamar Morales making the tackle on Chase Gillespie. Gillespie, one of the impact players, though, coming in for the Timberwolves, just a freshman running back they use in a lot of different ways that they really like. His playability and what he brings to the table. So it's not often in these higher classifications you see a big-time freshman making plays and doing very well for himself here at the varsity level. Garrett Green's going to load up. What an arm going the far side. Oh, right in the breadbasket. Oh, my goodness. Shades of Jared Goff from last night. Garrett Green, the old baseball player, throws a fastball right in front of the Lincoln bench, and it is a huge first down reception over there on the first eye. Looks to be his boy, junior wide receiver Bryson Cooksey on the reception. Woo, that was a beautiful look. Their double coverage over there on the far sideline. Man, who says catchers don't have arms? A rocket from Garrett Green. Just going to look at the armband, adjust it here. We are now officially under 4 minutes of play. Chiles surging forward here with a first down and 10 to go here before halftime. Trying to cash in. They will get the second half kick back. So trying to get the old 2-for-1, as they say. Rush up the middle just for a couple yards. Set up a second down and about 8 to go for the Timberwolves. Of course, not really in any rush. 3.5 to go now. Of course, they want to take their time. You don't want to give it back to an explosive Lincoln offense with a lot of time left on the clock, especially the way they've been rolling as of late. Of course, you don't want to not score. You don't want the clock to be an overruling factor. You want to take the points whenever you can get them, especially against this Trojan defense, allowing only 5 points per game versus Florida opponents. Surging up the middle, excellent rush by the Timberwolves there. It's going to be the quarterback, and he comes up fired up out of the pile. A nice pickup of about 6. It's going to set up a third down and very manageable here for the Timberwolves on the fringe of the goal line. So they need to get to the 20-yard line in order to pick up the first down. Third down and 2 to go. It's going to be a keeper for Garrett Green. Back towards the middle of the field. Shaking tackles. Takes a big lineman down with him. Carries him inside the red zone to right around where they mark it. I'd say 8-9 yard line. But a beautiful play by Garrett Green, surging forward on the rush. So sets him up with beautiful field position now. Just over 2 minutes to play. First down and 10 to go for the Timberwolves of Chiles. Garrett Green with a max protect shotgun look. Give Herring. He's going to split out to the far side. Gets played out. Gains a couple. Still surging. Penalty flag in the field. He's going towards the end zone. If the penalty's on Lincoln, the score will stand. But the area was thrown in the middle of this big old dog pile of players that happened over on the far sideline right around the 8 or 9 yard line. So we'll see what the head referee has to say. Goes over to Green. Tells him it's on the defense. Going to be a face mask, so the touchdown will stand. So a big-time rush over on the far side. Jalen Herring cashes in his second touchdown of this ball game. This one's going to be from about 9 yards out. So there we go. Cuts it back to a one-score game. And Herring having himself a ball game. Score now stands at 21-13. Keltner is going to line up for the extra point. Trying to make this 7-point ball game once again. A smooth follow-through. It's up and good. So don't go anywhere. We are still rolling. 21-14 before halftime. Chiles once again getting in for 6. Setting up Lincoln to try to see if they can cash in anything before halftime. Just under 2 minutes to go. Beard looking near sideline. Throws to Ennis. Caught about the 30-yard line. Great wrap. He's going to need some help from his buddies. Oh, monster hit. Hold him up and chop him down. Chiles crowd starting to get a little lively with that one. Big-time smack laid by big smack down laid by Shantis Nixon, who we've seen flying around the defense for the Trojans. But it will be a first down for the Trojans. Moving the ball here. Going on through the ball. It's going to be Beard. Spreading over. He's going to go far side. Skaricka, the man, open. First down. Another chunk play ripped off for the Trojans. They got it rolling. To the Chiles faithful. Getting up, getting loud, getting proud. Trying to prevent this Lincoln defense from cashing anything in. Or this Lincoln offense. It's going to be a screen pass. Coming near side. Morales makes a man miss. Diving inside the 20-yard line towards the area of the first down. It's going to be pretty close. Looks like they want to call in a measurement. They have him right here at the right around the 17-yard line. They say it's too close to call by the naked eye. So they're going to bring in the old chain gang, get him to make an official ruling here. This was a fourth down play according to the yardage marker on the far side. They stretch that boy out, and it is a first down. So Lincoln's got to get on the ball. They got to get this thing rolling because they have 25 seconds, and they have no timeouts. Clock will start once the ball is officially placed with the referee's whistle. Beard, still the quarterback. He's going to go under center. Matthews is the single back set deep. 3 wide receiver set along with Morales. 2 wide receivers to the left. Morales in the slot on the right. And 1 wide receiver split out wide here on the near sideline is Ryan Hall. Watch for Morales over the middle. Spike by Beard. Will stop the clock. So he got a friendly little assist there from the referee. It only expired about 0.5 seconds. So we have right around 25 seconds. We don't have the decimals on our scoring, so we show that it's 25 seconds to go, but it's actually 24.8 officially. Of course, with the spike, did back that thing up. 2nd down and 10. Beard, shotgun sidecar, Matthews, 3 wide receivers all left. Morales, ice over the right. Morales going on the out route for the goal line. And it's a touchdown to the UNC commit. He's knocked to the ground, but not before he pushes it over the pylon. So for the first time today, Morales is on the board. Yet another touchdown in his 2018 campaign. I believe that's his 8th of the season. And that is the 3rd receiving touchdown out of his 8 total touchdowns. Not very common for the big tight end to have a receiving touchdown here in 2018, but hey, you'll get him whenever you can take him. Extra point by Altmeter is up and good, so he's 4 for 4. So we got a good kicking duel, 6 for 6 on extra points. So we're back up to a 2-touchdown margin. Get ready to kick it off will be Zane Altmeter. 2-man tandem return team for the Timberwolves. Need a big return if they want to give Green a chance to sling it down the sideline. They're going to pooch it. Fielded about the 30. Oh, the up man's going to make a break for it. Great tackle over there on the far side. Saved a potentially huge return, but still, Chiles has got great field position here on 1st down with a chance to potentially make something out of nothing. The time is the biggest enemy. Just over 12 seconds to go before halftime. But they could definitely make something happen. They could get a quick hitter over the middle. Maybe if you get about 10, 15 yards, you have your big-time armed quarterback make a sling for the end zone. Or maybe you hit a couple out routes, you pick up about 30 yards, you get your big-time kicker in here. Maybe try to cut this one down, carve into the lead a little bit, but they got to pick up some yards somehow. Green, shotgun, bootleg left, sets back to the right. Oh, breaks containment, huge hole. He's got a man splitting open. He takes it on the ground, peeling up the sideline. He'll skip out of bounds at about the 40. Clock is a little late being stopped. And so we have official time of 2.7 to go, but a huge effort by Green, able to break containment and pick up a huge chunk of yards for the Timberwolves. Big time play there. New set of downs. Going to be a timeout for Chiles, so they have 1 left before the half. So Garrett Green from the 40 leading the Timberwolves. He's going to look for a big time tipped around and no damage done. Ball batted down by the Chiles defense. Brandon Stewart, Isaiah Henley in the mix for the Lincoln Trojans. Woo-wee! That's going to be the end of the 2nd quarter. So we're going to bounce out for a little halftime. So what we want to do is we want to take a quick breather. We'll come on back. We'll head around the bend, hit some halftime scores, hit some other stuff, catch you up on the action. But we'll be back shortly here at halftime between the Lincoln Trojans and the Chiles Timberwolves. It is a 2-touchdown lead by Lincoln, 28-14. So stay right with us. I'm sure we'll have some band halftime shows to show you. So we'll make sure that you're able to see that. But we'll come back, talk a little football, see if we can't get some out-of-town breaks and get this thing rolling here on the Varsity Sports Network Game of the Week. I'm Andrew Jupe, alongside Angus Hosley here on a beautiful Friday night.
This is Jim Smith from the local Geico office in Tallahassee. Fall is here and so is football season. So why don't you give me a call at the local Geico office and see how you could score a touchdown with our great rates. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. So call my local office at 850-778-4000 to see how much my team could save you on your auto, renters, cycle, or boat insurance. When it comes to saving money on your car insurance, don't fumble. Visit your local Geico office today on the corner of Tennessee and Monroe Street to see what you could save.
Right? I'll get him on. You want me to? shake. Down. Speak. Whoa.
Here for the second half of action. 28-14 here to begin quarter number 3. Lincoln will be kicking off. They cashed in a touchdown before halftime. Chiles is going to get the old ball back, though. As it goes in football, I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Angus Holsey, making his broadcasting debut today, swinging around the camera here for us, doing an excellent job so far here. And we will look to get off and rolling 28-14. Let's get some more football. Zane, give it to me with the kickoff. Almater. Oh, they're going squib kick, trying to get the onside. Picked up by Chiles. Absolutely smashed. But ball recovered, so it's going to be great field position. Lincoln tried to pull the little Sean Payton circa, what was that, Super Bowl, was it? I know it was in 2008, 2009 that they pulled that off against the Colts. Sean Payton down. Of course, the New Orleans Saints, right after the huge tragedy of the hurricane, able to come back and get the Super Bowl win. All that being said, Lincoln did not recover like the Saints did back in the day. Great play by the up man here, William Zitali. He's getting some love from his teammates. They're splashing water all over him. I guess that's a congratulations, Angus. You know, probably need a little cooling off here. You know, it's about right. It's a nice 76 out here. Temperature-wise, humidity low, 3 mile per winds from the northwest. Garrett Green, shotgun, bootleg right, skips one into his intended receiver. Oh, he was going to see if the referee called that. He decided to go with it. He thought they were playing, you know, when I played pickup, Angus, I'd call that party rules, you know, playing on one bounce. The football, you know, if it bounces and you catch it off the bounce, I say you roll with that bad boy. But, I mean, hey, the referee's got their own thing going on, so whatever. They're making all the play calls. As we roll into the action here, it's going to be second down after the stoppage of play due to the incomplete pass. So only a couple seconds expired here in quarter number 3. Chiles with the ball going down the field. Green in the shotgun. It's going to be a motion from Herring. He's going to fake the jet sweep. Oh, nice little lofted ball trying to go back shoulder to Cooksey. Couldn't hook up with his, or excuse me, Gesicki on the near sideline. Couldn't hook up with his intended receiver. So it's going to fall to the ground incomplete. It's going to bring up a third down and 10. And so this is a scenario you got to watch for. That Lincoln pass rush can be very dangerous when it's an obvious passing scenario. So we'll see if Chiles goes kind of conservative here or they kind of release the hound, so to speak, as we go max protect, one wide receiver left. Oh, it's going to be a double reverse. Balls on the ground, fumbled, covered up. And so a play that looked very promising will be shut down for a small loss. It's going to bring up 4th and about 13. So after a lot of promise to end the first half, the first offensive possession for Chiles will go by the way of 3 and out. It's going to be Keltner on to punt. The lone return man, Marco Scarica. Dangerous return man back there. One of the more dangerous in the area. Of course, you put Deshaun Davis of Jefferson County on that list. Jaquez Hughes on that list. Oh, it's blocked! Ball's on the ground. It's stumbling. Picked up by the Trojans. Falling back on top of it inside the 20. But the Trojans able to get back on it against a team that blocked 2 punts of their own last week. Chiles threw 2 punts out of the air onto the ground versus Bay High School. Lincoln returns the favor. And that has been a special teams unit out here, Angus. The number of blocks that they have this season, it's getting in the area of double digits. It's pretty ridiculous. So they're going to set up offense, beautiful field position, up 2 scores. And this is a huge task. And, man, this Chiles defense catching no breaks. It's going to be a rush on out to the outside. Pendleton Jr., first play from scrimmage, and they're going to cash it in. It's a 19-yard touchdown. And just like that, a dangerous Lincoln Ball Club takes this from a 2-touchdown lead to 3. Put it in for 6 for the Trojans. 34-14 is your new score margin. Woo, that was some quick living, and how things change. You thought they had a nice touchdown reception getting ready to be, a nice first down reception getting ready to be punched in. All of a sudden you're punting it. Oops, punt gets blocked. Whoops, 19-yard touchdown. Another kickoff after the quick touchdown by Lincoln. We'll see if we get some more trickeration here from the special teams unit. Jason Pinnell is the special teams coordinator for the Trojans. Going to go standard kickoff, return, feeding back into the center of play. Splits a couple of tacklers and slides on through to the 24-yard line. Good return, taking it from the far side, going back towards the middle of the play. It's going to be Jalen Herring on the return, having a big-time productive ball game for the Timberwolves out here on the last game of September. This was an interesting one, of course, as a participant in the ball games. Of course, like we said, Garrett Green came in game 3. He is 4-2 all time in the month of September when he plays quarterback for the Chiles Timberwolves. And coming into this season, when playing within the city limits of Tallahassee, his counterpart, Chris Beard, putting up a very impressive 9-2 record. So in 11 ball games, Chris Beard has picked up 9 victories as the head man of the Lincoln Trojans, quarterback within the city limits when the game is played within the city limits. So small gain on the rush by the Timberwolves, pick of about 3. It's going to be second and about 7 to go here for Chiles. Line up with shotgun set. It's going to be a swing, reverse screen pass, and all over it are the Trojans. Excellent pursuit, able to hunt down the rusher for Chiles. Look to be Herring in on the play as well in the backfield on the reception. So we're going to have a little bit of a personnel change. A little bit of a faster package as Michael Please, the 6'3 junior, number 6, coming onto the field for the Timberwolves. Green's going to go shotgun. Got a tailback sidecar left. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. Bootleg to the left for the righty. Oh, man, the pocket opens up. Cuts across the field. First down and more. The speedy Garrett Green's going to get out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. But how about the man coverage being exposed? Everybody's eyes on the defender. And you got to watch the quarterback. Man, breaks out of the pocket and keeps on rolling. Big-time pickup. That's just what Chiles needed and able to move the chains. They'll look over to the sideline, get the play call out. Here's Green's going to come back on out to the huddle, tell the boys what time it is. Bryson Cooksy's going to split out here near side for the Timberwolves. Herring also to this side. So the 2 big-time receivers over here near sideline. Cutting across the formation. It's Paramore, it wasn't Herring. Oh, he's going to go downtown. Oh, underthrown ball lucky to have that one tipped away. It's going to fall incomplete to the turf, so no harm, no serious foul as we go incomplete on that one. With just over 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter of action. Had a very quick score by the Lincoln Trojans. Of course, to go on top of the Timberwolves, who are now faced in at the 2nd and 10, of course, with a 21-point deficit. Green's going to load up, 4 wide receiver look, spread it out once again. Bootleg to the right, pressure coming from the back, thrown to the turf emphatically over there on the far side. Beautiful pursuit, Jaylon Henry, the defensive captain. He plays defensive end, also plays offensive tackle. Very versatile player, very soft-spoken guy, but he loves to compete. He loves to battle out here for the Lincoln Trojans. We can see why Grambling State has given him an offer. He's also got one of the best GPAs on the team. Very intelligent young man is Jaylon Henry, 6'2" senior for the Trojans. So we'll line back up. It's going to be 3rd down, and, man, it's going to be a mile. It looks to be a full 20 for Chiles, and we've got a stoppage of play. Oh, man, and that's going to be even worse. A false start on the offense. So the ball was going to be marked on the 34-yard line. We're going to back that thing up 5 yards because of the false start. Another animal. Oh, Green with pressure. Shake back outside, able to get a throw off right around midfield, unable to hit his intended receiver. So it's going to be 4th down and long, but, man, Garrett Green running for his life out there. Relentless pursuit by the defensive line of Lincoln. Of course, Jaylon Henry leading the charge. So it's going to be 4th down, and they'll have to punt it away. Keltner, once again, coming in to do the punting duties. Just over 8 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. A lot of incomplete passes has slowed this game down a little bit with the quick score. Had a pretty speedy second quarter. High snap. Good job by Keltner to get it down and just get the punt off to make sure it wasn't. Oh, look at the Chiles bounce. Beautiful. Inside the 40 with a roll and bound and picked up at the 37, where it will be down for the Timberwolves. So Lincoln will take over on offense for the second time here in the second half. See what they can do this time around. Stephen Stiller on the down for the big-time punt. So here we go, Beard with a little unorthodox shotgun. Morales and Pendleton Jr. in the backfield. Oh, what a dart over the middle. Nice throw. Oh, nastier catch. Skorica breaks 2 tackles at midfield. Hunted down from behind. Beautiful pursuit to save the touchdown by Devin Harrell. Excellent action by the junior linebacker to run that play down, but a monster. That's a big-time throw, big-time catch, and we can see the connection. And, oh, man, it was a rough-looking tackle. Skorica is down here on the near sideline. But here we go. In the moment, we are back in the red zone for the Lincoln Trojans. And they are swerving inside the 13-yard line. It's going to be a give to the tailback. Stretching outside, break a couple tackles. Oh, make it another one. Pendleton Jr.'s in for another touchdown. And I want to see if there's any flag on the play here. The referees seem to be blowing the whistle. So it looks like Chris Beard is telling them to get back on the field. There's a flag on the play. No indication from the referee. It seems to be an injured player on Chiles. Personal foul, face mask on the Trojans. So that's not a scenario you see every day, but evidently at some point during the blocking of that touchdown run by Pendleton, there was a face mask, and it looks to be the young man for Chiles, was it Cody Risolfo? Was it number 20? Was taking off his helmet. He's got the nasty looking face mask. Looks like he was the man that incurred the penalty, so it's going to be 15 yards. So that's huge. First down to go from the 22-yard line. And they have to get to the 4. Bootleg, Beard, lefty, bootleg left, has a man at the sticks. It looks like he wanted the big play for the touchdown. It's going to fall incomplete. Intended receiver over there on the far side, Khalid Amir Rashad, the junior 6'3" wideout. Couldn't hit that one, so we'll load up for a second down. Of course, from the 23-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd and 19 to go for the Trojans. Just over 7 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. 3-wide receiver set for Beard. Looking over the middle, goes for the out route. Couldn't get the timing right with his intended receiver, so it's going to go incomplete. It's going to be a holding on the Trojans. So, man, Angus, 2 plays ago, there was a touchdown. Face mask, back that thing up. Replayed it down, incomplete. Holding, back that thing up again. Trojans going in the wrong direction here. Chiles getting bailed out. This could be huge. Chiles needs a stop. Big time. It's, of course, going to be marked off from the spot of the foul, but typically holding on a pass play is going to occur around the line of scrimmage. So typically we'd see about a 12 or so yard loss. So they're going to take the ball from the 23 to the 33. So it was right at the line of scrimmage, so they said. Of course, 10-yard penalty. Trojans, 2nd and 29. Need to get to the 4-yard line. Screen pass. Oh, good-looking screen pass. Caleb Matthews twisting. Penalty flag. Trying to rip down Matthews is a whole pack of Timberwolves surging inside the 15. They finally get him down inside the 15-yard line. But there's another flag. It was thrown right about the 20, 25 or so. So it'll be interesting what actually results from this play. So it's what, 3 straight plays with the flag now? Relatively clean first half. This was a game that was fueled by penalties a year ago. Oh, another holding by Lincoln. Brutal. So Lincoln will get tagged up with another hold. So that's another big play that comes back. That's the 3rd straight play. Something big has happened for Lincoln, and a 3rd straight time it's been called back for a penalty. Last year, it was the opposite case. Last year in a game, Chiles had 20 penalties in this game last year. Of course, it was a 47-21 ball game. 20 penalties for 175 yards that Chiles was tacked up on. Remember, Coach Pettis said that it was unacceptable at that game. I think a game that had over or just about 30 penalties as a whole. Of course, that was a wild game. Chris Beard was tossing touchdowns all over the place. He went over 300, 4 TDs total. All the receiving touchdowns went to Derek Curry. 10 reception, 151-yard gain, 3 touchdowns for that young man. He had an absolute baller end of the season last year. He really emerged, and that game exploded down the stretch. So how about this one? We've got a 2nd down due to 3 straight penalties. We have a 2nd down and 38 to go. Still need to get to the elusive 4-yard line. They do have 3 downs to do it. Chris Beard's going to be in the shotgun. Sidecar rights, Caleb Matthews. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. The tight end, Morales, is split way out to the right. Watch a screen pass from Morales. Here it is. Screen pass, Morales. Spin move, wrapped up. 2 Chiles defenders. make it 3 getting in on the tackle. One of the Richardson brothers, looks like Drew Richardson, was involved in that one. LaCorey Levins has been all over the place in on it as well, and some buddies. So here we go, 3rd down long for the Trojans. Under 6 to go. Chiles trying to get their team fired up, trying to get the crowd going. We got some extracurriculars. And, man, this is a golden scenario for Chiles. If they bail out Lincoln with personal foul, that would be crazy. I don't think I see any flags on the play here, but there's some scuffling, there's some jawing. This is still a ball game with over 17 minutes of action remaining in the quarter. You never like to see the young man get in a scuffle, but, you know, it is a bunch of young men fired up. Emotions all swerving at you in all kind of different directions. You know how it goes out there on the football field. Plus, when you get a big-time game, district play, getting ready to cascade into October here. Woo! Things are picking up second half of the season. Let's go. So here we go, a little 3rd down, and your classic 3rd down and 38 right here. So if you're Coach Gray, I know you've got 3rd down and 15-yard plays to go. We've seen Chris Beard and the boys over this season great on 3rd down. This may be the best 3rd down and long converting team that I've seen at the high school level in 6 or 7 years or so. They are really effective. But, I mean, 15 and 38, those are 2 different animals. We'll see what Coach Gray has in the beard, LOL, has on the board here. We're going to take a quick timeout. But there's nothing baby about him, Angus. He is a grown man slinging the football back there. A little screen, tunnel screen. Ennis. Oh, my goodness. They might convert this one. Ennis inside the 10. He's pushed out of bounds. He dives on the sideline. And it looks like they're going to get 36 of the 38 yards they needed to go. Ennis with an explosive wide receiver screen up the near side. And as it would stand, it would be a 36-yard gain, and they needed 38 on 3rd down. Referees huddling once again, and it looks to be some kind of call. They tell Chiles to back up. Chiles is standing, about the 20-25-yard line is most of the defense. That is about what has been a flag-filled affair. Penalty on the offense, and then a personal foul on Chiles. So they both get tagged up, but of course the personal foul is a more severe penalty. So when it is assessed after the yardage, it results. The referee signaled 1st down. This referee is holding up 4th down. The side marker says 2nd down. I am super confused. Thank you, sir. Timeout for the Trojans. They switched it, so the marker now says 4th down. 35-14 as it stands. 4th down and 3. Beard, play action. Oh, massive pressure from Chiles. 3 rushers. Throws it towards the back of the end zone. It's tipped, and it is incomplete. Almost a touchdown off the deflection. It looked to be an interception and a huge return. Almost slipped through. Morales almost became the hero. Shades of that Godby game, Hail Mary last year, where people were diving around the pile and everything like that. But, wow, after all the penalties, Ennis with the huge reception to get him back in a manageable scenario to try to pick up the 1st down. It's 4th and 3. Beautiful pressure by the Chiles defensive line. Everybody breaking through there to stop that play. So we're just over 5 minutes. Chiles, don't go anywhere. Still in this ball game. They need points, though. It's getting to that kind of time of night. Rush, left side is stuffed. Lincoln all over it. Marcus Knight, all the linemen. Henry involved. Blake involved. All those boys. Jordan Jones, 6'1" senior, is going to get in there. make some noise. All those guys involved in the stop. So a short gain, if any. It's going to set up a 2nd down and 10 for Chiles. And it seems interesting, at least to me. Of course, what do I know? But they're really kind of doing a jump formation, but it seems like they've had the most success when they spread it out and let Garrett Green do his thing. Garrett Green, max protect, shotgun look, play action. It looks like he's going to keep it and will, going off the left side of the formation. And once again, it's going to be a no gain scenario there, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 10. As we're coming up on 4 minutes to play now. Here in quarter number 3. 3rd down and 10. Chiles needs something big here. They've got to stay on the field, not only to get their defensive break, who came up huge in the last possession, or the last series of downs and events and penalties and all that. So we'll see if they're able to get out, pull a little bit of an escape act here on 3rd down. Green's been doing well with his legs on 3rd down. Gibbs, stretch it out, Herring, nowhere to go. 6 Trojans of the 11 were in on the tackle as that was blown up and stretched out. Jalen Glaze leading the charge over there on the far side with a number of Trojans. We have an injured Trojan on the far side. Can't see the number. It looks like 30-something over on the Trojans on the far side of the field. Maybe Devin Moore, the 5'8 senior, but the big nose guard Charles Blake's going to help him off the field. But there we go. Couldn't get a big-time play from Chiles, so they're going to have to punt it away here on 4th down. Of course, you don't want to do anything reckless, so maybe it's for the best. They're turning it back over, but it's going to be a dangerous return man, Jalen Glaze, back to receive. Chiles says Lincoln jumped. So, I mean, if they did, that makes it a 4th and 3, 4th and 4. Oh, they're going to call it on the offense, so they're going to go half the distance. So they're going to back them up to a shade inside the 5-yard line. So now it'll be 4th down and right around 14, 15 yards to go, depending if you want to round up or round down. Half full, half empty glass kind of scenario there. Punt is away. Keltner had to pull the trigger quick. A little bit of backspin on it, bounces at the 33-yard line, and they'll watch it roll. So when it's all said and done, it's going to be about a 24-yard punt. The high-powered Lincoln Trojan offense can be Pendleton Jr. in as the tailback to Beard's right in the shotgun. Morales is going to be the tight end. He's going to be on the line. Not something you see much from him. Ennis is going to be to the right. Hall is on the left with Khalid Amir Rashad as part of the 3 wide receiver spread as Lincoln spreads this thing out. Beard, the lefty, drops back. Pressure from behind, and he's wrapped up, gobbled up, sack on the play by the Chiles defense. Excellent penetration and slam down. Eric Dickey in on the play with a couple of his boys over there on the near sideline. Good sack by the Chiles defense. Savion Knight involved. A couple others for Chiles as well. Couldn't get the numbers, but a great defensive effort by the Timberwolves. So it's going to set up a 2nd down and pretty hefty yardage to go, about 17. Throw, tipped over the middle. Almost caught it, did Amir Rashad, but it was affected just enough. Good play by the middle linebacker, able to poke that one away. Was it Cade Thornton, it looks like? Able to get a hand on that. Excellent play regardless. So it's going to set up a 3rd down and long. So once again, beautiful effort by the Timberwolves, able to keep Lincoln out of a favorable 3rd down scenario. 3rd and 16 to go. Under 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Beard's going to have to step up pressure again. They might get him for a 2nd consecutive sack and do. Excellent pursuit by Chiles once again. So back-to-back plays, able to sack the elusive Beard. This one's going to be for a loss of 3 on the play. So it's going to be a 4th down and 19. Man, some big-time stuff from the Lincoln Trojans. So we get to about a minute to play. Morales, the UNC commit, is out to punt. It is not a strange formation, if you're wondering. Morales does do the majority of the punting duties. Man, he does pretty much everything for this ball club. Seen him sling the rock. He's a passing touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 or 4 receiving touchdowns this year. Almost gets it blocked. He's going to try to milk it and say that he was hit. Morales will be good to go. The referee's not buying it, but how about the pursuit out here? Cameron Richardson, the 6'2 senior, almost getting a handle on it and trying to smack that one down, but Chiles going to be set up. Man, they set the defense up. A lot to ask for that defense, Angus, but they answered the call. Chiles is going to flip field position a little bit. So they were backed up inside their own 4. They're going to get the ball back here in the waning moments of quarter number 3. So they have a chance to get things rolling. They need a touchdown. There's no other way about it. They have to get in for 6. There's not a scenario where they cannot score a touchdown on this drive. There's just not enough time. Handoff. Cutting back in towards the right. Nothing doing for the Timberwolves. Going to set up a 2nd down and 10. Some words to be said afterwards. Of course, these young men chipping at each other. It is a district game. You'll definitely be seeing that. Some more of that to come. Both of these teams still have to play Leon after the conclusion of this game in the district. Lincoln's going to play Leon in week 8, and Chiles is going to play Leon in week 10. Garrett Green's going to go with pistol. Look, handoff. It's going to be stretched out wide. Trojans are all over it as they push the freshman running back Chase Gillespie out to the outside. And just like that, we have reached the conclusion of the 3rd quarter.
This is Jim Smith from the local Geico office in Tallahassee. Fall is here and so is football season. So why don't you give me a call at the local Geico office and see how you could score a touchdown with our great rates. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. So call my local office at 850-778-4000 to see how much my team could save you on your auto, renters, cycle, or boat insurance. When it comes to saving money on your car insurance, don't fumble. Visit your local Geico office today on the corner of Tennessee and Monroe Street to see what you could save.
Of course, we are 35-14 here at Gene Cox Stadium. It's the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, District 1 7A affair. Loads up, Green coming near side. It was a timing route. And the quarterback and the wide receiver were not on the same page. So it's going to fall incomplete. Crucial 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt it away. The defense was able to hold, but after a certain amount of time, when you're down 3 full possessions, 21 points is our margin. We're going to have to start going for it at some point in time. So 11:55. It was a quick little hitter on the incomplete pass to set up the 4th down and 12. And it looks to be a false start due to the demeanor of a lot of the Chiles players. So they're going to back this thing up 5 yards. So it's going to be a 4th down and 17. So instead of being at the 29, they'll kick it back to the 24. Where we keep on riding. 35-14 if you're just joining us. Touchdown from 5 different Lincoln Trojans. And 2 rushing touchdowns by Jalen Herring. Gets us to our 35-14 score count. See Jalen Glaze, the speedy defensive back, peeling out over midfield. 40, 30, punter to beat, 20, 10. And in back-to-back weeks, the Trojans have allegedly run one back on special teams or defense, but they're going to call this back. I believe there's a penalty flag. Couple penalty flags, one around midfield, one around, 43-yard line. So it looks like we're going to have another play that's going to be called back. There must have been personal fouls in the mix, because there was no way that thing was even close. So I believe there was a hold, which marked it back from the spot of the foul in Chiles, or excuse me, in Lincoln territory. And then there were some extracurriculars after everything went down. It looks like it was a personal foul on the Trojans with the original block in the back. Not a holding, my mistake. It was a block in the back. And so the penalties, blah, blah, blah. By the time it's all marked off, we're sitting at the 19-yard line. Lincoln has been absolutely devastated. They're lucky this game is not closer. Lot of penalties on the Trojan side of the ball. So Coach Gray will definitely have something for the young man coming off a 38-38 Trojan trail to talk about. Of course, they get Leon next week, so they'll play, and then they'll be off and done. Oh, excuse me, they have a bye week next week. The week after that, they'll play Leon. So they'll have a week to think about all these penalties, so a lot of running, you'd think, in the future for the Trojans coming up in practice this week. Jet sweep. They're going to give it to him. Stretched out wide. Good rush. Oh, breaking through second surge. Breaks the second level first down and more. Cutting across the entire field. 40, 30, 25. Can't keep his feet. Pursued from behind and brought down inside the 10. Chris Pendleton Jr. on the jet sweep. And the second time tonight, Angus, Devin Harrell has come from the entire opposite side of the field and saved a touchdown as he tackles Chris Pendleton Jr. at the 8-yard line. Still a monster gain, and we'll chalk it up as first down and goal. Lincoln up 21, trying to make it a 4-possession ball game. Trying to cash in another touchdown. We'll see how they do here from the 8-yard line. It's right on the top of the 18-yard box, so the soccer field that's painted on here. Of course, this new turf, part of the beauty of it is they can use it for so many sports now that the grass is going to get worn down. Caleb Matthews on the handoff surge and penalty flag. Penalty flag on the play. Touchdown, Caleb Matthews. Penalty flag on the Lincoln Trojans. Chop block. And on the offense, if you can hear the PA announcer, I will parrot back his commentary to you right now as we get the penalty call. 10:54 remaining in the fourth quarter of the action. So it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Referee's going to mark this bad boy out. Try to get a quick break. Get a little hydration in here. Doing a lot of jabbering today. Angus, I know you'll be glad once this thing is over. You don't have to hear me talk all the time. Probably hit my word quota for the week, you know. Back in this thing, a lot of boos from the Trojan side of the field. 23.5 yard line is where they'll mark it. And we've got a final. McClay defeats Ace, the Academy for Classical Education, 48-0. The Marauders are 6-0. First team here in the Big Bend to hit that achievement. Play action, Beer loading up. Sage Ennis, the Graceville transfer. Oh, beautiful defensive play on the far side to break up the touchdown. That was going to be 6 for the big 6'5" man from Graceville. Falls incomplete. I believe that was one of the Richardson brothers over there on the far side. I think it was Cameron Richardson, or was it Michael Please on the opposite side? I can't tell if it's a 2 or a 6 out there on the far side. I think it's a 6. 6 would be Michael Please. Excellent breakup by the defenseman there. Beard, pressure, tunnel screen, Morales, far side, tackled at the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Referee's going to spot the ball at the 19-yard line. So, man, Lincoln, uphill battle today. Some rough seas for the Trojans. Beard looks over to the sideline, getting some direction. We're under 10 to play. Looking in the pocket, man open. Morales sits down. Beautiful read of the defense. Well, oh my goodness, another penalty. And we have a couple irate linemen for the Lincoln Trojans. I'm just as amazed. It would have stood for a Kamari Morales touchdown. This is something else. We had the 3rd and 38. They had to get to the 4. This, if you're seeing this, this is a 3rd and goal. This is a 3rd and goal. Not only is it from the 37-yard line, it's from the opponent's 37-yard line. Angus, if Lincoln wants to score on this 3rd down point, they've got to go 63 yards. So, as a coach, what is your 3rd and 63 play? Exactly. There is no play for 3rd and 63. What do you do here? And you hand it off to your tailback, and he gets over the 50. So a nice 18-yard run, or excuse me, nice 13-yard, 14, 15, whatever, yard run. But it's going to set up 4th down and 49 to go, a.k.a. a 4th and goal from just over midfield. It's been a wild one. It was a lot of action in a lot of different ways. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. A lot of heat. Gotta love district games. Love the district games here. All the city teams are playing each other now. Playoffs. Everything's on the line. Getting heated. Seeing big playmakers make plays. Morales, punt. A boomer. A little flying saucer kind of floater. Good catch here inside the 20. Good team tackling by the Trojans. Beautiful pursuit. Another flag. And an excellent pursuit while we have the moment. Tyler Cronley making a big-time play in pursuit of the ball carrier. Isaiah Henley was in on that one. A couple other Trojans. It may be a hit to the helmet, though, the way that one was looking. Of course, we're going to need some more sorting out for the referees, so this may take a little time. So we'll set it up. It's a 1st down and 10 to go here from as it stands right inside the 25. So let's go around the bend, get you updated on some scores in the area. See what we got going on here on this beautiful Friday night. A moderate mid-70s kind of night. A little hot and humid, but Garrett Green in the pocket, flushed out. Oh, my goodness, running for his life. Tackle from behind. Excellent pursuit by the Trojan D-line. All over him. Green able to get 4 or 5 yards out of that scamper, though. Excellent pursuit. I think the tackle is going to get credited with Kenneth Villatoro. But Charles Blake, Jaylon Henry involved on the tackle. Brandon Proctor, 5'11" defensive end, involved as well. Great pursuit. 2nd down 5. Chiles on the move. Of course, they got some more help for some penalties. Started over. Oh, double reverse. Oh, it's a flea flicker. Double reverse. Back to Garrett Green. He's trying to go to the end zone. Stretched out and can't come up with it in the end zone. Woo! That was one of the wildest play calls I've ever seen. Double reverse lateral. So a de facto flea flicker back to the quarterback, and he tried to bomb it up for a easy touch, or not an easy touchdown, but a big-time touchdown. That was wild. That was fun to watch. Haven't seen anything like that. Like the creativity that they bring to the table. Coach Kevin Pettis, big time. They tell me he's an offensive-minded guy. Loves to score those points. Who doesn't like to score points? That's what I want to know. Like defensive coaches like scoring or like stopping other teams. But who's coming to a meeting on Monday and saying we only want to score 14? Good rush up the middle. A.J. Miller running back on the carry. Speaking of McClay, 6-0 now after the final. A.J. Miller, a McClay transfer. New to the Chiles scene this year. He's one of the plethora of running backs they have here at Chiles. because when he was at McClay, he was kind of the lead hoss, one of the lead hosses there. He got a lot of looks. We have a final out in Monticello. The Warriors have taken down the Bobcats 25-14 in that rivalry game. Excellent showing. Garrett Green, keeper, right side. Good play call. Good execution. He'll rip off a 15-yard rush. So the Chiles Timberwolves once again in the red zone to set them up with a first down and 10. So here we go, starting to get the offense moving, Angus. Starting to roll a little bit here. This is what we wanted to see. Chiles looks to regroup. They can kind of slow things down. They're in no rush after the clock stops. So like we said, we want to update that final score. It was 25-14 in favor of the Warriors, while Scylla Christian. Another rush on the play here. It's going to be down around the area of a first down. Green again on the rush. Dun, 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 dun. Coming back from the huddle or the Timberwolves, and we have a stoppage of play here. Seems to be some confusion. So Coach Kevin Pettis is going to take a timeout, talk about things with the boys. They're trying to keep this one within reach. They're going to need some touchdowns. They're going to need some firepower. They're going to need get some things rocking and rolling here if they want to continue on and keep up this battle that they're going here for this ball game. It's going to be a rush out to the left. It's eaten up by the Trojan defense. Bunch of Trojans in on that. Big Charles Blake, 5'10", defensive lineman, senior for the Trojans of Lincoln. Just over 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. So we are in the second half of the final frame of action. Oh, Garrett Green right down Main Street. And he'll cash that one in for a touchdown. Chiles Timberwolves. So here we go. And the plot thickens. Chiles will cut it to a 2-score game now. But here in the fourth quarter of action, still need 15 more points. Peltner can hit this extra point. It'd help them make it 14, which that one is up. And that one is good. So as it stands, it was an 18-yard touchdown rush by the quarterback. 35-21 here from G-Cox Stadium. 2-touchdown margin, 5:58 to go here. Chiles, onside kick. Oh, this one skips up. Looks pretty interesting. Are they going to call back a little false start? Pushing going on there at the bottom of the pile. Crafty little onside kick. They want to know what is going on. Coach Kevin Pettis is over there trying to get some input from the officials, try to see what's going on. As is the assistant coaching staff. Legal procedure on the kicking team is what they're going to call, so they should have to back it up 5 yards, so it should be from the 35 instead of the 40. So here the side judge is going to do so. So Tyler Keltner, will try to hit this onside kick from the 35 now. Good looking onside kick the first time around. I'm always interested and intrigued to see how they go about the process or how they decide which kick they want to do. He backs up. It's a big-time run-up. He does with a little pooch kick, and it's fumbled. It's touched by Lincoln. It's rolling back to the 20-yard line. Ball is live, but on top of it, diving back to the 13-yard line, able to cover it up is Caleb Matthews, 5'7" senior running back. So it's going to be Lincoln ball. A little bit of time expired after Matthews touched the ball, so we're going to be sitting at 5:52 to go here in the ball game. So Lincoln will take over. So Chiles obviously needs to stop. If they can get a turnover, that'd be huge. So most of the time, you would think that you kind of pull back the reins a little bit, maybe put the ball on the ground, but Grant Thompson, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Quinn Gray, is not one to be conservative. So you can expect a couple of runs, but if need be, I could see him air it out a little bit if they have to get some kind of conversion or if they catch Chiles napping. So I'm not trying to rule anything out at this point in time. Of course, it's still a ball game. If there's a turnover, or they get a 3-and-out, they score. Chiles could try another onside kick. We could have a little scenario going. So that touchdown was huge, and it left enough time for there to be, some desperation plays. But only one timeout. Oh, and this isn't going to help. Big rush by Caleb Matthews, a potentially touchdown-saving tackle by a member of the Chiles defense. And it looks to have messed up his arm or his wrist or his hand on that play. Drew Richardson, the 5'10" senior corner, was the man who made the play. He was also the man who was injured. He was able to trip up Matthews. So that one's still close, still within reach for the Bulldogs. Of course, the final 25-14 Osceola over Monroe Day. Rush, big one, Beard, quarterback keeper. Over midfield, shredding tacklers, tackled just outside the 45 at about the 46-yard line. Florida High, as we said, big winners, 45-8 over Gaston County. McClay, shutout, 6-0 for the Marauders, 48-0. And Beard is getting in the area of yet another big-time rushing performance. Angus, of course, he's been able to deliver just one passing touchdown on the night. All the other ones have been rushing. Morales' 7-yard touchdown was only a passing touchdown. But Beard, Chris Beard, junior quarterback, had some big-time rushing yards last year in this game. 30 rushing yards and a touchdown. He's in the area of 100 yards out here already. Rushed for over 100 yards as a quarterback. Versus Bainbridge in a game earlier this year down here at Gamecock Stadium. Of course, when you have a 93-yard touchdown run, it's pretty easy to get over 100 yards after that. But still, you got to get that 93-yard touchdown in order to make that possible. So short gain on first down. Set us up with a little second down and long. Second and let's call it 6. We start to get some cheers from the Lincoln side of things, from the band trying to fire up the crowd. Play action, Beard peeling out the right side. Oh, nasty moves. Great job of staying in bounds, though. Beard picks up about 11. So it's going to move the chains to first down and 10. So that's the thing. Even though they're rushing the ball, they're still showing some tempo. Is Lincoln. So still that aggressive mindset. So we have a change in personnel. Andrew Muldoon, my mistake. It's Devin Wendler, the junior guard, coming into play. A little bit of a formation change for the Trojans. It's going to be, once again, a keeper by Beard. Diving forward, push through the pile there, and another flag. As it was going to stand, it was going to be about a 2nd and 4. So the clock's going to stop with 3:21 in the ball game. Personal foul on the Timberwolves is what they're going to call. So if there's no offsetting penalty from the Trojans, it should set them up with the first down. So it looks like they're going to mark it from the 29-yard line. Personal foul is going to put it to 14. Wow. First and 10 for the Trojans, up by 14. Been up by 14 for most of the game. Led 14-0, led 21-7, led 28-14, and then back once again recently to 35-21. So 14 a common number in this occurrence as the play clock winds down. Under 5 to go and under 3 to go on the game clock. Peeled out. Caleb Matthews trying to hit the edge. Can't catch him. He's going to dive towards the end zone. Oh, a huge play. A very athletic spectacle. But he couldn't get the plant foot on inbounds. They're going to say he stepped out at the 3-yard line. But a great rush by Caleb Matthews. Rips off about 11 yards, so it's going to be a first down and a goal to go for the Lincoln Trojans. The only problem, I guess, is he technically stepped out of bounds when he was diving for the end zone, so the clock will stop. But I'm sure Coach Gray will be okay with that one. Made a great effort trying to get towards the end zone there. Another rush on the play. This one back towards the center of the field. So no risk of stepping out of bounds on that one. As we have a rush, Beard, keeper, and he's got a rushing touchdown. So chalk another one up for the Trojans. Lincoln 41-21. They're going to push this back to a 20-point advantage as Chris Beard's able to cash it in from 3 yards out. Chris Beard, 3-yard rushing touchdown. See what we have for the extra point. Keltner trying to stay a perfect, or excuse me, Altmaner trying to stay a perfect 6 for 6 on the day. It is up, and it is good. It's a very impressive kicking effort for Altmaner today. Been doing well for himself. Lincoln is now doubled up Chiles, 42-21. Gabi's set up sitting pretty in their playoff points when those came up for the power rankings of 5A classification. They were sitting second in Region 1, 41.8 points. They were 0.45 points behind the lead dog there in the 5A classification. They were almost 3.5 points clear of relegation. Wacola's also in the mix as it stood, was ranked 7th, but due to district bracketing, they would have been 8th if the playoffs started today. So Wacola, due to their strength of schedule and the quality of their team, they'll be around in the conversation of the playoff points as well. So a lot of overreactions, a lot of chaos, a lot of grumblings about the playoff points and their release this week. Of course, we'll get another edition. It's going to be an every Tuesday affair from here on out. They started it in Week 5. They won't be final until after Week 11. Of course, every team getting an off week somewhere amongst the season. This one thrown out to the side in front of the Lincoln bench, trying to hit the little screen round on the hash marks. Good little pitch and catch there. They'll go hurry up. Second with a reception. Good tackle by the Lincoln Trojans. Keep this one in front. We got the slot man open here on the right side, playing a little zone. As he does an out route, Garrett Green can't find him. Pressured all day. Excellent pursuit by the defensive back on Lincoln. And like the dance moves there on the near sideline here. And hey, young man deserves it. Nerion Forston, the junior middle linebacker, able to pressure Garrett Green, bring him down with a sack. So do a little dance, young man. You guys are doubling up some district rivals. 42-21 here. Good game by this defense. Getting some playing time late. This is what it's all about, man. Want to see this thing to the finish. Green, shotgun, 4 wide. Pressure, breaks containment. Man, he is fast. 40. Midfield. Picks up a block. 40. DBs, can they catch him? Shakes 3 tackles. He's inside the 15. That's a quarterback right there. Breaking out of the backfield. Goodness gracious. What an explosion. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 68-yard carry by Garrett Green. That's going to put him over 100 yards again. This is an explosive talent. He's trying to set up Chiles to cash in another touchdown. Coach might want to think about calling a timeout. Your quarterback has got to be gassed right now. Under a minute to go. Chiles still has timeout to burn. Green, oh, he's going to run it again. Man, this kid never gets tired. Straight up the middle, he's going to be tackled for a small rush. The clock continues to run. We're inside a minute now. Stoppage of play. Have a stoppage of play. No indication from the head referee. Okay, there it is. Timeout, Chiles. So that'll be Chiles' final timeout. Lincoln, if they want to extend this game, maybe they want to go past 10 o'clock, Angus. Maybe that's the ultimate goal. If Coach Gray wanted to, he could definitely do that. Who knows why, but, you know, sometimes you like to savor the moment. Maybe get your defense an extra couple of reps here. We got 40 seconds left in this ball game. Got to admire the Timberwolves still fighting. And that's one thing that they are all about. That's their motto, their catchphrase, their tag. Oh, fumble on the play here. Ball's out. It looks like Lincoln's going to recover. Emerging from the pile with the football. It's the man with the moves, Angus. He's back. Nerion Forston, the junior middle linebacker, with his second big play on this drive. He had the quarterback pressure. He gets the fumble recovery. And the junior putting in an excellent defensive effort here late. So Lincoln's going to take the ball back with 36 seconds to go, as we should essentially be a knee away, unless Lincoln wants to get real creative with this. Maybe a little hook and lateral action. That'd be kind of fun. We'll see what they have going on here. See if they just take the conservative, try to get out of here. You know, you don't want to start any fights or anger your opponent. Because that's the thing with these playoff points, Angus. You can get multiple teams from a district. So if Chiles goes on a little bit of a tear, Chiles can still win the district as well. So let's not rule that off the table, just so you know. It's going to be a rush. Backup quarterback is in for the Trojans. Give to the tailback. Able to put on a nice rush. Anthony Crow is the quarterback. Give was to Jalon Griffin, 5'10 senior. He was on the rush. And that'll about do it. And the coaches for Lincoln, they say, get to the end zone. Get out of here. They don't want any kind of fight or battle going on. There's a little confusion as to what's going on. The Chiles players want to shake hands, and they're kind of disgruntled about it, but I mean they're just trying to prevent any kind of unnecessary nonsense coming on here, as you see the assistant coaches, and that's why they didn't want them meeting up. That's why they tried to split them up. So you never want to see that, as a couple players getting after a little extracurricular activities. But hey, it's a rivalry game. These guys going at each other. So here we go. It's been a history that's been dominated by the Trojans. So they are now 17 for their last 18 when they play the Chiles Timberwolves. This one doubled up, 21-42 is your final score count. We have a number of rushing touchdowns for the Trojans to spread around. A quick recap: Sage Ennis, 1-yard touchdown run. Marco Scarica, 28-yard touchdown run. We have a fumble recovery off of a Kamari Morales. He ended up for a touchdown. And then Morales, the man who fumbled, later would get a touchdown of his own, a 17-yard touchdown reception. Chris Pendleton, a 19-yard rushing touchdown. Chris Beard, a 3-yard rushing touchdown. 2 rushes for 6 for Jalen Herring, 2 and 9 yards respectively. Garrett Green put in an 18-yarder of his own to make it 42-21. So Coach Gray will get his 9th win as a Lincoln Trojan, and they will go up. So they now lead the District 1 7A standings